I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
Greetings, salutations, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the show, Dreadedconservative show. Monday night, kicking the week off right. It's Pride Month, so we got to play our Pride Month song. I had one planned. You know what? I'm not going to change my mind. We're going to play the original one. Tyson James just released a new song this week for Pride Month. He does one every year, so that's what we're playing. What's up, Mosman? What up, Gorilla Biscuits? And Chase. And Angry Beaver. Keep on trucking. Shout out. We're going to be talking what everybody's talking about tonight, mostly. We're going to be watching some riot corn. LA's on fire again. So we're going to look at some of that. Watch some videos, read some things about the National Guard getting called in. What's going on here in America? I think there's going to be, wouldn't be a war, but it would be like a battle between the however many tens of millions of legal and illegal immigrants that we let in and patriots. It's not looking too good when we're about to, anyway, we'll talk about it all, but it's crazy stuff going on. Updates on the Elon and Trump drama that we talked about last week. There was developments throughout this week, but it seems to have simmered down. I think it's over. They got bigger fish to fry right now. 500 Marines just got called in. Yeah, it's still going on, so maybe there will be some live feeds. I don't have a third segment planned, and I was rushed, so I don't even have any memes. So we're probably just going to be looking at this LA riot stuff. It's pretty big. It's crazy. We don't even have an election around the corner. We just had an election, so that means we're going to be doing this for the next 4 years. Like for the whole Trump presidency, stuff like this is going to be happening. I have a feeling. It went from protests every weekend to the protests started dying down, and it was just old people at the protests. Like 20 old people would show up. But the Antifa were still planning. They were still plotting and scheming and looking hard. I'm going to take off a good stream. Don't forget that these people are Christians and base Christians at that. It's awful convenient for us to be at each other for the powers. These people are Christians who are rioting in LA. Those aren't Christians. You talking about the La Raza, the Viva La Raza people with the Mexican flags and the dirt bikes that are throwing Molotov cocktails? That's not Christian. I don't care what your doctrine is. That's not how Christians act. I can see that from their fruit. I mean, yeah, we can do the I don't know their heart, God knows their heart thing. But as a whole, that's not a demonstration of Christianity. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But anyway. Is you surprised the riots is going nationwide? No. No, I wonder if they've started up here in Salt Lake City yet. They actually were in Minnesota before the LA one started. Nick Shirley's got some videos of that. But I'm going to play a Pride Month song. Tyson James' new song. It's not my favorite. I've listened to it once. Maybe I got to give it another listen with better earphones on. It's not my favorite of his Pride Month songs. Different vibe. Usually they're more of like a fun vibe to them. They'll be kind of like upbeat. But this one's more kind of like hard, darker. What's it called? What's it called? Devil. Pride is the devil. Pride is the devil. I thought it was going to be like a remix of that song, but it's not. It's its own song. Let me. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm unprepared today. All right, this is Pride is the Devil from Tyson James. It just dropped this week. Happy Pride Month, guys. Pride comes before the fall. A map online to show? I don't know. If you can find one, send it to me. I'll call off work and go cover it. I got a day.
All this LGBT crap is same lie, different day. You can't pick and choose like you in line at a buffet. Like today I'm gonna be tranny, but tomorrow I'll be gay.
Ooh.
All you demons hollow when you falling for the prey. I am all up in your face, you flaunt pride. You fly that rainbow flag, you taunt you on the wrong side. Thinking I won't stand for truth, you got the wrong guy. Look inside them, the fire came upon them, they all died. It may not be raining down now, but God is always on time. They say that pride is the ultimate sin. I'll never fold, I shine bright, I'm too bold to be dim. I'm not a troll when I go shop, I'm seeing multiple shimps. I'm too cold with these drops, I ain't too old to be him. Pride is the devil, fly that rainbow flag and you gon' die with that rebel. Pride is the devil, pride is the devil. I don't rock with pedals, so I ride with that metal. Pride is the devil, pride is the devil. Fly that rainbow flag and you gon' die with that rebel. Pride is the devil, pride is the devil. I don't rock with pedals, so I ride with that metal.
I don't rock with pedos, so I ride with the metal. Oh, shit.
Pride is the devil, pride is the devil. The devil got cast out cause of pride. Now we got these demons all lashing out with they lies. Jesus spoke about the end, and he's actually all the times. And I got these demons mad cause I'm bashing them with these rhymes. I got these demons hating from the LGB, but when we look into your eyes, it's only hell we see. I've been sipping on these lies, but you can't sell me tea, cause I've been deep up in that Bible, you can't help me see. Look, we all know that pride is the devil. I just say what God's saying. I'm just a vessel. Exposing all these lies, I'll never hide from the devil. I'm slaying all these giants, they all die by the pebble. Man, pride is the devil. Fly that rainbow flag and you gon' die with that rebel. Pride is the devil. Pride is the devil.
I don't rock with pedals, so I'll ride with the metal. Pride is the devil. Pride is the devil. Ooh.
Fly that rainbow flag and you gon' die with that rebel. Pride is the devil. Pride is the devil. I don't rock with pedals, so I ride with that metal. Pride is the devil. Pride is the devil.
You know, I was thinking on the good side of all of this, I don't have to cover a bunch of gay butt sex parades. We get to cover riots instead. I'll take a riot over a gay parade any day. I don't know about you. Shout out Pride Month. Did that transition? Oh, did I hit quick transition? What just happened? Anyway, what up, Robert? Okay, yeah, so they're burning the city down yet again. Every 6 months, LA's on fire. Freddie needs to go do some on-the-ground reporting. This is like way more interesting than the gay parades. I'll pass, but it all comes from the same place. The pride. The pride is the devil. Pride in Mexico. But you left Mexico. You're in America now. And you're pissed at America because they're sending people home that didn't want to stay in their country. So now you're going to be waving around Mexican flags. If Trump, dude, if we go to like war with Mexico, because it looks like a Mexican invasion down there. It looks like a battle. Like a third world country, like a battle with Mexico right now. With all the Mexican flags. Like, we thought the Civil War was going to be the right versus the left. It's going to be the immigrants who we've let flood the country for the last God knows how many years. Probably since, when did we really start letting them in? I know there was an act or something. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but where we started letting a bunch of them in. John Doyle's talked about it before. And they've been flooding in ever since. It's going to be it won't be a civil war because there ain't enough of them. Well, the problem is they'll team up with the blacks. Somehow the blacks and the browns are going to get along long enough to go to war with basically white America. Damn. I'm not about all that race stuff, but that's what it's looking like. I'm just observing. It's crazy. I don't know. Let's look at some of this. I'm gonna play a video and then I'm gonna read some articles, and then we'll scroll through X for any new stuff right now. I know that's what everybody's doing, but you know, it's the news. It's Monday night. It's the news. It's news night. I don't even have memes or anything philosophical to talk about. I'm just gonna rant about the state of America. Hola, cat. We got a damn ghost in chat. What does that mean? What happened? Oh, and thank you for the membership, cat. Welcome to bronze. You guys are right. I do need colored chairs for the different levels. You're right. Problem is, I did that before. I made emojis and I figured out how to do all that. And then I went back to add new emojis because I can have more emojis now. And I forgot how to do it. So I know I could just have to Google how to do it. And then I got to go do it. Sorry. That's a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff. The goo to goo girl. Goo to goo girl. Goo to goo girl. Goo to goo girl. Goo to girl girl. Say that 3 times fast. All right. Let's watch this clip. Read some articles. I know you guys been seeing this. You're going to be seeing it. It's all you're going to be seeing because I don't know, like, when this is going to end. Hopefully it'll end here pretty soon as the Marines are going in. But, like, what do you think the military is just going to go in there and start shooting people? They got to just lock them up. Buses. Lots of buses. Bus them all to El Salvador. Even the Americans, if they're in the riot. Let's check this out. This is from KCEN News. National Guard activated in Los Angeles following riots against Trump's immigration enforcement.
This morning, about 300 National Guard troops are patrolling the streets of Los Angeles after President Donald Trump activated them against the wishes of California's governor.
Yeah, Newsom can eat a bag of dick.
Erupted on Friday against the Trump's administration's immigration enforcement.
And it is a continuing battle over, this is mainly over.
He's trying to do a slideshow. It's hard to talk and do slides, guys. He's trying to do it right now. I don't know why he's in charge of the remote control that changes the scene. Don't they have other people in the studio to do that? Ridiculous. No professionalism.
The federal immigration raids in that state. NBC's Chris Pallone has the latest.
As violent unrest in downtown.
Yeah, exactly, Smoking Space. And it's not like they're going to walk in there and, like, they're just going to make human barricades. Lock them up. Lock them all up. Get them.
Downtown Los Angeles spills into a fourth day. President Trump is defending his decision to deploy National Guard troops there against the wishes of California's governor.
We're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart.
The protests began in response to ongoing immigration raids. Federal agents arresting about 150 migrants around L.A.
There was like a lead up to this. Nick Shirley has a video from Minnesota like 5 days ago where there was an on-the-spot little not peaceful protest that happened in Minnesota because of an ICE raid. Like, people just randomly saw an ICE raid happening, or what was assumed to be an ICE raid. I think it was an ICE raid, but they told people there was human trafficking going on. That would be a reason that ICE would show up. But especially if it's cartel members doing it. I'm not late. You're what is it called? Something late. Where it's like a good thing. I'm casually late. No, anyway. So they just popped off in Minnesota randomly. Wasn't organized, nothing. Just some Karens saw ICE and they're like, "Oh, don't take my neighbors. Those are my neighbors. That's Consuelo and Javier. Our neighbors. We love them, even though they don't mow their grass. They mow everybody else's grass, but not their own."
Protests, which started peacefully, turned violent, with demonstrators burning cars and throwing bottles and chunks of concrete at police.
These kids on the car, the folks that are taking advantage of this, these aren't peaceful protesters, a lot of these folks.
California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom blaming President Trump for inflaming a tense situation. It's the first time
What would I do if I didn't have 50 Mexican men running up to me at Home Depot every morning? What are we going to do without Carlos? Where will I get my taco flavored Kisses?
The president has activated a state's National Guard force without a request from the state's governor since the civil rights era.
Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions.
In D.C., lawmakers divided.
My concern.
Blame Trump. And that's what The View's doing. I was watching a clip from The View. It's Trump's fault. This is all part of Trump's plan. This is actually part of Trump's plan. Did you guys know that? That's what the genius blonde lady on The View said. She said this is all actually part of Trump's plan. He stirs up the commotion by doing the ICE raids, knowing that riots will pop off because that's what Americans do when they're not happy. They riot, and then they get a holiday. I promise you, there's going to be a holiday that comes from this. National Immigrant Awareness Day. and they're going to get a day off from work. We're going to make it a federal holiday like Juneteenth, like May Day, like Labor Day. Riot, get a gay day. Riot, get a black day. Riot, get a woman's day. Floorboard gang, I don't know what that means, but we'll get a holiday, you know, and they're going to blame it. They're saying it's Trump's plan. It's part of Trump's plan. He stirs up the... Did I have the wrong scene on the whole time I was playing this video? My bad. We're trying to learn this scene translations. Scene translations. Fuck was I just talking about? It's bad, guys. That's the point here. I think that when I was playing the video, I didn't have it showing on the screen. My bad. I'm not sure though.
Concern, of course, is that this inflames the situation and that he has held.
Who's that lady's name? I forget that lady's name. Karen something. She's the one that runs for president. She ain't gonna win.
Bent on inflaming the situations.
One of
Amy
our core
Klobuchar.
principles is maintaining peace through strength. We do that on foreign affairs and domestic affairs as well. I don't think that's heavy-handed.
Meanwhile, the administration is threatening to arrest any state and local officials who interfere with immigration enforcement.
Stand in the way of law and order. Yeah, they will.
Oh yeah, I was talking about how they say it's Trump's plan. This is all part of Trump's plan. So he's doing these things knowing that Americans are going to riot so they can get their holiday. And then he can send the National Guard down there. So he just did all this because he wanted to send the National Guard out to California. That was the plan. Because Trump's just such a big, mean, evil, fascist Nazi. He loves seeing America burn. He loves seeing his country burn. These people are retarded. I may not agree with everything he does. I know a lot of specifically women, even on the right, don't like the way he talks sometimes. I love the way he talks, but they don't like the way he talks. He's a little mean. Sometimes he's a little mean. They tone police him. But one thing you can't say about Trump is that he wants to see America burn. He loves America. He didn't have to do none of this. He does it because he loves America. He wants America to win. He doesn't want to see the country burn. He does want to send National Guard when the country is rioting. He wanted to do it the first time. He wanted to do it during the BLM crap 4 years ago. And they said no. And then when he does it, then when they beg him to do it this time, and when he does it, now he's xenophobic again. Same thing with COVID. They bitched about his handling of COVID. When he shut down transportation, they called him xenophobic. And then later they said he should have shut down transportation earlier. He should have preemptively saw the 11 million people, or not 11 million, I think it was the bunch of people that left Wuhan into the Western world before COVID started. He should have preemptively saw that and stopped the travel then. Then he would have handled COVID great. Same thing here. So then we need help, Trump. Trump helps. Why are you helping, Trump? You're xenophobic. It's his fault. So retarded.
A political standoff still simmering as the situation on the ground boils over. The president activated a total of 2,000 National Guard troops in California. About 300 are on the streets of Los Angeles right now. And defense.
So what are the other ones doing? Where's the 300 out of 2,000? What are they doing? Desk jobs? What are you doing? If you activated 2,000, get 2,000 out there.
Secretary Pete.
He's not even really like pushing his now I haven't looked at developments today. I've been sleeping. I just woke up, but now I guess the Marines are rolling up, which yesterday they were talking about that. So I guess it's happened now. Hola, Bree.
Hegseth said active duty Marines are ready to deploy to California if the White House deems it necessary.
Right. This video is from yesterday. So it has happened now. There's 500. But with those numbers, if he activated 500 Marines, what does that mean? 30 of them are going to be out there? The other 470 are going to be, I don't know, whatever the staging station is. They got like, what are they doing? What are all the other National Guard people doing who are activated?
In Washington, Chris Paul.
All right. Let's read some stuff and then we'll just watch some more clips. CNN. I'm going to look at some of Marines being mobilized for LA protests as California sues Trump administration. They're suing Trump. Gavin Newsom is suing Trump. He's not making the smart move. Not the good play here. He should have instead said yes. If he wants to, if he has some presidential aspirations, if he wants to win, he should have said, you know what? Trump has done a great job on the wall. We do have a problem with illegal immigration here, as you can see, when we have Mexico taking over LA. Everywhere you look is a Mexican flag or a Palestinian flag. It is a problem. Trump did the right thing by closing the border, and he's doing the right thing by getting them out. These sanctuary cities are a failure. Sanctuary states are a bigger failure. So we're going to stop it. We need to get them out. And I support Trump in sending in the National Guard to handle this situation. Dude, Newsom would have been a damn shoo-in for the next for 2028. He's trying to do the whole change his messaging thing when he's talking to Charlie Kirk, and he's, trying to. Do you see the left is trying to like man up now? You seen what's his name? Butt Gig. Butt Gig got a beard now. He's like, let's have a beer, guys. I got a beard. Butt Gig with a beard. Gonna be 2028. Butt Gig with a beard. That's the campaign slogan. What's up, John Mondragon? Abe Dinkus in the house. Let's just look at some updates. Newsom says, I'm just gonna skim through some headlines here. Excuse me. Newsom says he's been informed Trump. I need a cough button. Cough button. We're gonna have to put that on the list of stuff. Newsom says he's been informed Trump to deploy additional 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles. This is 47 minutes ago. Additional 2,000 National Guard troops means 300 more on the street. 1,700 are gonna go sit at the staging area and hang out, just in case. Just in case it gets really crazy. Hola, Elder Lion. What up? Butt beer with a gig. Butt beer with a beard. California Governor Gavin Newsom said he was informed that President Donald Trump is deploying an additional 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles. Previously, the governor criticized Trump for deploying the first 2,000 troops, sharing photos of sleeping guardsmen and indicating that they were given no food or water. Who? The people working there? Damn, bring a damn lunch box. You're a grown-up. What the hell? I've never worked somewhere where they like provide me lunch every day. What are you talking about? This isn't about public safety. But he is probably right. A lot of them were probably sleeping. If only 300 out of 2,000 are actually on the ground or actually, in the streets, what are the other ones doing? They probably are napping. But he also wants us to give them a dang sack lunch. What the fuck? This isn't about public safety. It's about stroking a dangerous president's ego. The governor said, this is reckless, pointless, and disrespectful to our troops. Well, then clean up your fucking city, Newsom. If you handled it, Trump wouldn't have to be there. They would have MREs. They probably do have MREs, and he's just an idiot. God. The White House said on Saturday that Trump signed a presidential memorandum deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to Los Angeles. CNN has reached out to the White House and Pentagon for comment on Newsom's post, and more guards are heading to Los Angeles. 54 minutes ago, LA County Sheriff says they are still working to get answers on what the National Guard's mission is. California sues Trump. Multiple people taken into custody at anti-ICE protests in New York. It's popping off in New York now, too. It's catching on. It's catching on. We're on day 4 in LA. Minnesota's already done it. New York's popping off now. And I bet you the buses are running. The imported protesters are coming. There's like 4 black people that live in Salt Lake City. I bet you they're going to have a little riot and there's going to be like 800 of them. Where'd they come from? I don't know. Stroking the ego. We always got a sack lunch when we went on field trips in school. If you were poor, dang. 3 8-hour shifts. 3 8-hour shifts is what catch up the latest on protests in Los Angeles. Lawsuit, protest, crowd gathered outside Los Angeles Federal Building. At least 50 people were arrested. Mobilized Marines. The U.S. Northern Command announced today it has activated about 700 Marines to help protect federal personnel and property in Los Angeles area, the agency said in a statement. Newsom's press office said it is understanding that they are not being deployed, according to a post on X. I think they're being deployed. This is an hour ago. Let me see what else we got. Flight data shows police helicopters encircling area of protest. Yeah, there's helicopters in the air constantly over there. What do you keep putting coom in chat for? We're making more arrests as we speak. LA police captain said it's nighttime in Los Angeles as protests continue in the dark. Catch up here. It's not nighttime right now. This is from 18 hours ago. Anyway, let me see. I still got a bunch of stuff to look through. New York Times is not going to let me read this. Let's see about these Marines. 500 Marines prepared to deploy to Los Angeles if needed. See, I think this is old. We need updates. We need to go to like breaking news. Let's check on X and see if there's anything new. Some vidges. It's crazy. Look how many burning cars there are. That's wild. (1992) reminder of why you don't stop for protests. Can't show that. It's like millions of dollars in damage. I bet you they'll hit. If it goes nationwide, we're going to be in the billions of damages. People will quote $2 billion for BLM. It was up to $4 billion, and then they stopped keeping track. And now the number that people have rested on, it's a good, safe, conservative number if you're in a debate or something like that, to say $2 billion in damages. I think that's a super conservative estimate. I think it's more like 4 to 7 billion. I heard as high as 7 billion at one point in damages from the BLM riots. This could easily hit billions in damages if it's in New York now. 4 days in LA, it's crazy. Kyle Rittenhouse is being deployed to break up the LA riots. I'm gonna hide this because pendejos. I don't know what X sometimes. Let me see. Death to America. Chinga. Folk ice. Oh yeah, they're not gangsters. Oh, they're like straight up. This is like battle for LA. That's crazy. Dude, these guys got like cornered out here. There's not a lot of them. Chairgate. They made a chaircade. They made a barricade out of chairs. That's a chaircade. Welcome to a Cherica. Look at them. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 11 or 12 of them. And they're at the back doors of what looks like a government building. I don't know if this is the federal building. Look at the graffiti all over historical buildings. Just, it's crazy. It's 50 in this construction site, not 45. ICE raided a Home Depot. I saw that. Well, that's the place to go, man. Shoot. Every freaking morning in front of the Home Depot. There's like 50 of them. It's not that hard to find them. You want to know where they're at, ICE? Home Depot every morning. Bro, just drive up in a Ford truck. You don't pull up in a police vehicle or a van. Just pull up in a Ford truck and then say, "Hey, I got some work." And they'll just jump in the back. You don't even gotta like hunt them down. They'll jump in the back and then they'll just let you drive them to the ICE building. Just be ready, pull into a parking lot of like a federal building and have a bunch of cars there, and they'll be like, "What's going on?" They say, "Oh, run. Andale." They'll all jump out and you'll be ready. Just grab them. I'm gonna watch some Nick Shirley's video. He was there in the midst of it. Let's watch some of this.
They're throwing bricks at the police.
This is our city.
He was out here in Utah at one of the protests out here not too long ago. I think he was doing some fake content stuff. In fact, I'm pretty positive he had a green vest chasing him around, yelling at him. He basically fabricated his own drama at a protest here in Salt Lake City because our protests are kind of whack. We don't even have green vests like that anymore, chasing people around. They're too tame. And I think he had a fake guy chasing him around because I've been to him, and that dude's not. They're not doing that. But maybe it was real, but I don't think it was real.
And this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours.
Gonna build a. Who am I gonna get to build a fence for $20 an hour now? I know. Because the Home Depots are empty.
LA has erupted over the past few days as ICE officials came in and carried out a few raids. The past few days have been wild here.
We're not going to watch this whole thing, but look at this guy. This is like the QAnon shaman
came in and carried out a few
of
raids.
Mexico.
The past few days have been wild here on the streets.
This guy here thinks this guy got main character aura. That's wild.
Cars have been burnt. Intersections have been taken over. Local and state officials are not happy with what's going on with the federal
Chicago's going to now.
Absolutely insane. The police are coming through.
That's what I'm going to do here in a minute. I'm going to look where else it's been breaking out.
Right now, speak no more and get into the video. Everyone's out here protesting right now.
They did post on Facebook in the SLC protest group. They're like, we need to go support what's going on in LA. So let's meet up. And then somebody else in the comment section said masks. Make sure you wear a mask. We're going to talk about that in a second, too. There's a whole mask debacle thing. And there is an interesting idea. If the ICE agents can wear masks, ought the people be allowed to wear masks? Now, I'm not saying they ought to. I'm asking. Because there's a whole debacle with the masks. Because they're saying if you're wearing a mask and you're protesting, Trump is saying you're going to jail. No more masks. But then they say, well, we're going to dox these ICE agents because they're all wearing masks while they're kidnapping these people. This is their side of the argument. How come they can wear masks, but we can't wear masks? And So now, and we have Democrat legislators calling for the doxing of ICE agents and federal agents and things who are going to these riots with masks on, while they're saying if you're rioting, you can't wear a mask. Is that a double standard? I think not. I can understand why, but then at the same time, yeah, if the police can wear the mask, we can wear the mask. I guess that's the whole idea of America. If they can have guns, we can have guns. In California, could you imagine if this was somewhere where there was a lot more guns? But it wouldn't happen in those places. It's not going to happen in Texas, in Florida. It might, though, in these Democrat cities. It might pop off. Tampa might get a little of this. Austin might get a little of this. And then it just takes one crazy person show up with a pew-pew, and it's popping off. It might not be a Rittenhouse this time. It might be a Darrell Brooks with an AR. Or just with a car. There was some crazy dude driving around in a van trying to hit people last night. I don't know if they ever got that guy. I don't know whatever happened with that.
ISIS came through here down in LA. The streets are erupting here. Let's see what's going on. The National Guard has been deployed out here into the streets of LA. Thousands of protesters are here on the streets right now. Right here on this federal building.
It's not happening in rural. Yeah, it's not going to look at all the graffiti. It's not going to happen as much in rural areas, but that could just be population density. So I think criminals got guns too. I'm sure a lot of people out at this thing have guns on them, but they're just not pulling them yet. Or could you imagine all the women? Because I see like young girls and women and small little women at these protests and stuff, walking around with their boyfriend, where their boyfriend's got his arm around them. Like, you're taking your girl. What is this? A first date? You're taking your girl to the riot? Are you crazy? But can you think of all the young pretty ladies that go out to these things, and you got dang MS-13 SA walking around, and it's riot time. It's the purge. How many women are getting raped? They talk about a grape culture in America, and then you go to a riot. You getting pulled behind a dumpster, little girl. I bet you that's going on. But they're going to wear it like a badge of honor. I got raped by a MS-13 member during LA riots because I support immigrants. They're giving it up. Crazy. Some Tren de Aragua.
Like F-ICE, revolution starting here for my family. All sorts of stuff. Right here you have the National Guard. They've come through. You have troops, about 300.
They caught the guy in the van.
Directions. Trump sent in about 2,000 people. There's groups of 300 sent around the city right here. And this one is at the side of the federal building here at one of the ICE detention centers here in LA. What's your message?
He gets some interviews with people, surprisingly, but then somebody recognizes him from his videos and starts following him around but then once the cops step in, it ends.
There's the National Guard here today.
The National Guard.
And why do you think they got sent out here today?
They got sent because we don't have a president that can lead.
And what fears you
No, they got sent because you dumbasses are burning your city down.
most about?
When they rubber bullet your ass and take you to jail, then we'll talk about the president not leading. I hope all these people get locked up.
Donald Trump and the ICE raids coming through here in Los Angeles.
I don't fear that motherfucker. Have you seen our community? I don't feel that motherfucker.
It's romantic, a first date at a riot. Dude, white girls love protests, so I would think that they get even more hot over a riot. You find a white liberal girl on a dating app and say, let's go to the riot, girl. Oh, she putting out. Maybe not for you. She's going to get ran through by Tren de Aragua behind a dumpster while a car is burning in the distance. Some scenery. Some romantic scenery. A candlelit dinner? Nah, we're going to a car fire riot. Dumpster corner. Let's go, girl.
Piece of shit.
Get out of here, warships.
Diffuse tear gas if needed. Yeah, if you throw a canister in one of these, it should diffuse it enough, or at least stop the chemical reaction.
Thanks, Bill Nye, the canister diffusing guy.
What makes you want to come out here with the Honduras flag out here?
I mean, these are my roots right here, you know? This is where my family...
Your roots. This fucker's never been to Honduras in his life. He would hate it in Honduras.
Came from. I'm a first gen.
A lot of people wonder on social media, why are people coming out here with other nationalities' flags? If they don't like America, why don't they go back to
I love America and what it represents. You know, the idea of America to our people is a better future and an opportunity to have a job and create something that in our homes we don't.
Who's our people? Are you American or are you Honduran? El Salvador. Get him on the plane.
Don't have, you know? So
Kyle the canister diffuser.
We want to contribute. You know, and I agree. The people that have committed crimes and, you know, like an actual crime of, you know, murder, something.
These are the green hats. These are lawyers who just, they wait till the crowd starts something with the police and then they record, observe and report. These are security guards. Should they be armed while they're doing this?
We don't. Just look up national. So the people with the green hats, they essentially watch to see if law enforcement does anything that they could then go and sue them for. So who knows who they get paid by? However, their job is to make sure that if a protester does get detained, they get all the name, info, so that they can go and file a lawsuit as they're part of the National Lawyers Guild. And a lot of people wonder who funds that group with the green hats. Is it George Soros or is it some other outside organization? Nobody really knows. We got this group right behind me gathering right now. They're all masked up. They're in a circle. Looks like they're planning to do something.
Looking like a bunch of dang Allahu Akbars.
Here talking to the National Guard.
They need to fully commit to the bit. I shouldn't say that. That might be too far. Something about a vest. They need to commit to the bit and get a vest. You know, the kind that ticks. But then a lot more people are going to end up. Yeah, that's not. They should not do that. That's a bad joke. Okay.
What's your message to them today?
I'm just asking this dude to think. You know, I was just talking to this guy, asking him if they give you the order to shoot, are you going to do it? He wouldn't look me in the eye. It took a while, but he told me no eventually. None of these people want to be here. This captain looks sad as fuck. Look at this captain, bro. Sad.
Why are you talking like a man? That would not fly over there in the Mid-East. Over there in desert country.
He does not want to be here doing this. None of them want to be here doing this, and yet they are. They need to make their own fucking choices and think for themselves.
Would you like to see them disarmed in front of thousands of people?
I just want the National Guard out of my city. I want people freed. I don't want to.
Well, then quit burning your city down, lady. You should go ask the protesters, why are you gay? Homeboy gets shot right in the chest with a thing here. Watch this cop. Watch this cop with the green. Boom! Point blank range.
The police have been overtaken here on the streets. There's about 10 of them now here on the streets, and over 1,000 protesters are throwing waters at the police. Now the police are about to shoot.
Everyone should be strapped. Yeah, this would go great if that was the situation.
What's the deal?
What's the deal? It's crazy out here, man.
Now look.
There's a camera there, and he takes his mask off because he needs to be on the camera. He wants to shine, and then he realizes, oh shit, I'm committing a bunch of felonies. Put the mask back on. You already fucked up, Leroy.
I don't understand. The police are trying to leave, but people won't let them leave.
The police.
We got you, my ninja, in 4K.
I know that everyone's saying F the police, but if the police are trying to leave, should they let them leave?
Yeah.
I understand that these people are upset, but the police are trying to leave. There's about 20 police officers now, but they're not letting them leave. And when they do leave, they're kicking the cars, throwing waters at them. They broke the...
Huh, what else we got? This doesn't have any words. It's just a bunch of clips. I'll do the words. They're aggressing. This is all old. I want to find new stuff. New stuff. While I look for some new stuff, let me I'll read through some articles. The Elon and Trump drama. We'll just touch on that real quick, so get it out of the way, and then we'll go back to this stuff. Maybe we'll do basically the Elon and Trump drama that we talked about last week. At the point last week, we just knew that there was the meeting. Elon got the golden key. He was leaving. Seemed like everything was okay. But then it popped off. Elon said something like, Trump's not releasing the Epstein list because he's on it. Spoiler alert, we already knew that. We've known that since the very beginning. He also has gone back now and deleted that post. Then Trump said, all right, well, Elon, your Teslas, your Starlink, you're not getting any more government funding. We're going to save $500 billion a year right there. Got him. Elon comes groveling back, removes his tweet. Well, first, he says, well, I'm going to leave some decommissioned Dragon rockets on your front porch, which people were a little shocked at that. Watch this real quick.
Commission the Dragon.
We'll go
How
back
will
to
those
the LA
astronauts
stuff.
on the ISS currently ever get back?
Well, you know, you had 3 smart financial guys ahead of me, so I don't have to talk about that. I will give you the response to what you just said. The Home Alone kid. I mean, really?
That was cringe.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's like America really does rely on this rocket to get its astronauts up and back, and all these other things, the commercial satellites at DoD, and he's just going to start turning things off because of a food fight with the President of the United States. Okay, didn't expect that news today.
For our radio audience, I should note Keith.
But it's not going to happen. Elon Musk pulls back on threat to withdraw Dragon spacecraft. He's basically, this was popping off, and then as of the last day, I think the riots have kind of taken precedence in the media and the news, and also in the importance on Trump's list of things that he needs to bullshit that he needs to deal with right now. So this whole drama has kind of fizzled out. I had it in here to talk about yesterday because it was a day or two ago. This was popping off. Trump saying, I'm not going to fund your Starlink anymore. I'm not going to fund your rocket program anymore. Elon says, I'm going to leave a freaking dragon on your front yard. Elon, but he's removed those tweets. He's pulled back on those threats. And I think Trump is probably relaxing on his threats to Elon. It's just a little, you know, let the nuts hang competition between two men, you know. And Trump called Elon's bluff. And Elon learned who's in charge. It's not him. Maybe Elon visited Amber Heard. Amber Turd. What's this? This is 8 minutes long. We're not going to watch all that. Musk deletes post claiming Trump is in the Epstein files. Tech billionaire Elon Musk has deleted an explosive allegation linking Donald Trump with. It's not an explosive allegation. It's not even new information. Okay. With disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein that he posted on social media during a vicious public fallout with the U.S. president this week. So he deleted that tweet from Time. Musk's major allegation against Trump disappears from social media. That post has been deleted. It's almost like it never happened, except we all saw it happen. Everyone knows that Trump and Ye have dragon energy. Dragon these balls. That's right. Elon tries to have dragon energy, but he just ain't the guy. You ain't the guy, Elon. I'm sorry about it, buddy. You're going to need to chill. Let's see Trump reacting to this real quick.
Of them embrace it. Believe my administration Some of them embrace it, and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it.
The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted.
The progressive left always wants to come between you and your kids. As Secretary of Education, and especially as a mom, I'm here to say no.
Nice little edit from Newsweek. I don't know how that had to do what that had to do with the Elon situation, but I like the little edit, Newsweek. Thank you. Thank you for that. Trump says protesters will not be allowed to wear masks. This is about the mask stuff. So Trump said the protesters couldn't wear masks. But then ICE, okay, during remarks last week, Wu said people are terrified for their lives. Michelle Wu. And for their neighbors, folks getting snatched off the street by secret police who are wearing masks, who can offer no justification for why certain people are being taken and then detained. So they were calling for the demasking of ICE agents. Federal agents in marked jackets and vests are masking their faces because people like Mayor Wu have created false narratives about their mission. Federal agents and their children are being threatened, doxxed, and assaulted. That is why they must hide their faces, fully declared. He's saying, stop saying things like this that is threatening to my people, to my agents who work for me. Wu has earned a direct rebuke from the Department of Homeland Security. I don't know of any police department that routinely wears masks, Wu said on Wednesday. NSC 131 routinely wears masks. When someone asked Wu, bro, why is Discord doing this? These stupid alerts, dude. I have to close Discord, like, completely. I try to have it open and watch it, and I get these stupid alerts. I don't want to hear your alerts, Discord. All right. DHS slammed Wu, declaring in a Thursday post, Mayor Wu comparing ICE agents to neo-Nazis is sickening. When our heroic law enforcement officers conduct operations, they clearly identify themselves as law enforcement while wearing masks to protect themselves from being targeted by known and suspected gang members, murderers, and rapists. Attacks and demonization of our brave law enforcement is wrong. ICE officers are now facing a 413% increase in assaults. And they're saying that to demask them or dox them. Politicians are calling for this. Mayors, judges. And then Trump says the rioters aren't allowed to wear masks. So here from the Hill, Trump says protesters will not be allowed to wear masks. President Trump said people participating in protests in Los Angeles will not be allowed to wear masks, and praised the National Guard for a job well done after he deployed them to the city to settle the protests. So when on the Salt Lake City protest page on Facebook, when they were calling for protests, people in the comments are saying, make sure you wear a mask because we're about to do some illegal crap. That's what that means. Make sure you wear a mask. The president said don't wear masks if you're at a protest. Make sure you wear a mask. And this was all normalized during COVID. Like, people wear masks at their jobs now. People just wear masks everywhere. We're looking like China. It's retarded. I can't stand a person who wears a mask still. Can't stand them.
Help keep our communities safe. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. What else are you learning about the troop deployment? Can you describe what you're seeing on the ground right now?
Hi, Hannah. Good morning. You know, it's one thing to see a heavy law enforcement presence, but we are seeing hundreds of military members being driven in and being packed into this federal building.
Supporting a group like Antifa and accusing ICE of being Nazis is pretty hilarious. Yeah, they're the most fascist. The anti-fascists are the most fascist people in America.
Because here's the deal. Police and deputies aren't here to help assist in the raids, but they are here to help keep our communities safe. With another day of violent clashes between protesters and law enforcement, the Trump administration is sending 2,000 National Guards to downtown Los Angeles. Many
Well, they don't even have to do the raids. You know, the plus side of this Now they don't even have to do raids. Just go to the riot and get everybody there. All of them. Send them all to El Salvador. You don't even got to look for people in your raid anymore. Just look for the people that are throwing Molotov cocktails and rocks at cars, blocking traffic, spray paint, tagging buildings, looting, starting car fires. Just lock all them up. Your raids are much easier now. You've concentrated all the violent people into one area, lock them in, put them in jail.
At 4 a.m., the last time the
Send them to El Salvador.
deployed to Los Angeles was back in 2020 following the death of George Floyd as protesters took over the city. Now, protesters again out here today.
And we're lighting fires in the city that burns constantly.
They plan to come out here today. They were here last.
They're going to have water for this, though.
We're here to be peaceful. We're here to speak up against injustices we're seeing in the
Yeah,
world.
you're being
And
super
that's why we're
peaceful
here.
with all those rubber bullets.
Most of the protesters being pretty peaceful, being pretty active, being in support of people unlawfully being detained.
Hannah, back to you.
Jennifer, I am curious, what are people on the ground saying as the city gets ready for the possibility of more protests today and more clashes between police and protesters?
They're saying, oh, shit.
You know, we're already seeing social media posts and circulating on Instagram and Facebook and et cetera saying that they will be out here again starting at 2. But, you know, I've been a part of this for a long time now with multiple protests going on throughout the city since 2020, and they do plan on coming. So that may start even earlier this morning, but the National Guard is here and they are taking these threats seriously. Now, I also want to...
I'm going to pull up a live right now.
You might know Harbor Freight for affordability. What you might not know, performance and durability.
So this is live, so it's still going on. Not letting up. This is crazy. First Amendment. Yeah, this is the First Amendment. Look at all the Mexico flags. Got a Venezuelan flag, I think. Honduran flags, El Salvadorian flags. Nothing really going on there.
The National Guard cleared the area, and that's where I...
Oh, is this the mayor talking right now?
You know, the flashbangs.
Mayor Bass, when it comes to the people that you're talking about
Oh, this is live. Karen Bass is talking right now.
right now on the streets of Los Angeles.
Totally saying, oh, it's nothing to see here, guys. It's Trump's fault.
What are your sources on the ground telling you in terms of, are the people there with a message regarding immigration being now outnumbered and possibly outrun by these vandals, as you're calling them?
No, I don't believe so at all. I mean, when you see their numbers, it's when everybody's left. So the crowd could be thousands. And then late at night, by the time you see their numbers, you might see 100 or so. So they're not being outnumbered. And I don't know of anybody that identifies with them. In other words, they're part of our organization or they're not. The flyer that was out for the rally.
What? You don't know anybody from your organization who's with the late night city burners? Good. I'm glad nobody from your organization is burning the city down at night. Thanks, Mayor Bass. Are you saying it's not happening? You just acknowledged it's happening. It's just not the majority of them who are doing it. All these mass people. So stupid. Yeah, it's a liar. Yep.
On Saturday night was a flyer that had no organizational affiliation. So we don't know what it is. I mean, it could be like what happens with the illegal parties where people, you know, put out a word and on social media it draws a crowd.
Mayor Bass? Mayor Bass, I think a lot of people...
She's comparing this to a party?
...with you and I'm sure appreciate you speaking up for them.
You appreciate her?
I'm wondering, would it be more powerful if you know, they got a chance to be lawyered up, you know, to fight back against the fact that they're being taken.
Oh, let's lawyer them up. Let's give them all lawyers.
Violating their civil rights. You know, is there anything that you can talk
Their
about?
civil rights.
About you know, providing legal representation. For example, the city of LA just approved the budget with
Providing legal, using the budget to provide legal representation for rioters. This is what this reporter is asking her to do right now.
Is there anything that you can say about what can be done about?
If it'll get her reelected, she'll do it.
Well,
Yeah.
let me
I'm sure
just
taxpayers
say
in California will love that.
The immigrant rights organizations that have existed here for a long time are providing that type of support. I cannot see.
She's talking about lawyering up the
possibility of
illegals.
the city of Los Angeles bailing people out with city funds. Whether or not there are resources to legal services, typically what that is a contract with an organization to do that work. We have those contracts. I don't have any reason to believe that they would.
Yeah, they got public pretenders.
Negate what Trump is trying to do. You know?
Does this bitch think that they don't have public pretenders in California? They'll get a public pretender. Not the illegal criminals. They'll get deported. She wants the state to use taxpayer funds to bail out the illegals and then provide them with quality legal defense. Public pretenders aren't good enough for the illegal immigrants. This is ridiculous.
I'm trying to deport people, like in a very indiscriminate fashion.
I saw a dude yell fried Oreos
Right.
where yeah, I think I saw that too. Homeboy's walking through the streets. He's like, hey, man, you want some fried Oreos? Dude's like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, like what I'm rioting, what I'm craving is some fried Oreos. Hey, that's capitalism. I respect it. You show up at the riot with T-shirts and some fried Oreos. You ain't there to burn nothing down. You're just there to make a little ching-a-lang. I respect it. It's also a symbol of racial equality. Oreos, not really. It's a symbol of, never mind. I won't say that.
Will help to negate it when people have legal help. Yes.
Mayor, if I may, you talked about how you're in communication with the White House.
I was.
You were, and in terms of the budgetary.
How do you even fry an Oreo?
Facing, has a part of that conversation been about
you bread it?
The city for law enforcement over time?
Fried
Let
Oreos.
me just tell you that my conversations with the administration were.
What would that even taste like? Is that like a real thing? Is that like, because they say fried ice cream, but it's actually just ice cream with freaking cornflakes on top to make it look like it's fried? It's ridiculous. How do you make a fried Oreo? What it do, buff?
Was before the deployment of the National Guard. I was trying to make the case that the National Guard was not needed here. I was trying to make the case that if the National Guard came here, it would be a provocative move, and it would be like a deliberate attempt to create disorder and chaos in our city.
It's Trump's fault.
It was very predictable what was going to happen here, and it was completely unnecessary. This was
Blame Trump.
A solution in search of a problem, and the problem was not happening on Thursday.
When it comes to the solutions, the administration has claimed that there's a lack of transparency when it comes to what they know. Have you considered
what they know? What are they looking for?
Well, there's been released information when it comes to potential ICE raids, and they've said,
so
when it comes to working with them, would you be considering to give them a list of the violent criminals, and particularly focus on the ones who they should be focusing on?
I mean, I don't have that list, and I don't think our chief has that list. So to me, you're talking about federal warrants, which means the federal government would have the list of violent federal criminals.
Mayor, hi.
People fry. I know people fry everything. I don't even get it.
From all the representatives we talked to on the
should not work.
30 days. So what can then we expect? What can you tell both the immigrant population, the city population about what?
Well, let me just say, in terms of the immigrant population and other Angelenos, I'm going to do everything I can to keep people safe. And the population of all of Los Angeles.
That doesn't look safe there right now. Look, there's somebody getting.
We're not going to allow our city to be divided and picked apart.
Arrested right there.
But what you also described is.
No, she didn't even get arrested. They let her go. See,
slam that. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. How many raids in a given day? Where are those raids going to take place? Who are they looking for? None of that is information that we know. And again, this kind of atmosphere, it creates a chaos in our city. People not sure whether they should go outside, whether they need to stay inside.
Whose fault is that?
There was nothing happening in the city that warranted what we're dealing with now.
down in front, and then we're going to end.
Mayor, with the National Guard and now the
No, nothing to see here. It's all just a big Trump scheme.
They're the
This is
federal
crazy.
government, absolutely not. And
Butter-coated
I hear that
fried
the Marines
butter?
are on the way. I don't know if they really are.
Butter-coated fried
I know
butter.
That, there was a post from the administration congratulating the National Guard for bringing peace before they even arrived. They weren't even here, but they were being congratulated for solving the problem, coming in and saving the day that didn't need saving.
How are you getting information about who is coming in? I mean, a lot of us are getting it from Twitter. Is that where you're getting it?
I'm getting it from you.
Oh, that's good to know.
Mayor Bass, I know you had mentioned that there were 5 raids in our area today, and one in the
So
city.
she has no
More
fucking
information
clue
about,
what's
you know,
going on
where
in her
they
city.
occurred, especially here in the city.
No, the one I know of happens to be happened to have taken place at near my grandson's school, so I know of that one. But no, I don't
my God.
know. Claudia.
It was near my grandson's school. They ran up in masks and they kidnapped a man.
Yes, we are working closely with the Rapid Response Network.
The janitor. His name was
We are getting the data
Enrique.
as they compile that. They work with us, and as you know, it's very much ongoing. So usually we
Speaking of desserts, I made banana bread yesterday. Oh, don't
unfortunately as it happens.
stop it. You're making me hungry. I love banana bread.
As we speak now, so we'll check back with them at the end of the day, and hopefully they'll
You want to send me a loaf of banana bread? Let me know. I give you an address. I want some banana bread.
You want Claudia to come to the microphone?
Claudia, do you
Yes.
mind coming to the microphone?
You coming in my chat talking about making banana bread. You ain't got none for me.
Were from today.
Where, does everybody get some?
And where was one by the
Did you bring enough to share with the class, Bree? Everybody wants some banana bread. Don't be talking about banana bread. You ain't got some for everybody. Mostly peaceful. Ignore the burning cars and the
she said
people
that
being
one of them,
shot by
was
rubber
near her
bullets.
grandson's school.
The fact that everything has been graffitied. Everything.
But I think there was a question.
They graffitied the freaking rocks that they didn't throw.
5 raids today, where, if you're not being able
Send
to
the
get
recipe.
ahead of time,
Recipe.
how do you then respond and or set up or get
Do I look like a woman to you? I don't know how to bake. I suck at baking. Dude, if I make banana bread, it's going to come out like banana pudding. It's not going to work. Never works. I hate baking.
people prepared if there going to be more?
Well, it's not necessarily about preparing them, per se, now. It's our office, along with our community partners, have been unfortunately preparing for this moment, previously, for decades, through the Know Your...
It's crazy they're showing this on TV. Like, I wonder, do they have some way to dodge SEC guidelines? Because when a television broadcast station shows like the word fuck or says the word fuck or anything like that, that's a fine. And they're like showing on the camera the walls, and it just says it everywhere. I'm sure they probably put out a warning before the broadcast saying, hey, there's going to be some adult content. Kids should not be watching this. I've seen people with their kids at these protests. Dude, you should have your child taken from you.
Your Rights campaign, as you all know, with the red cards and doing those campaigns. You all have been working with these community partners for decades, and this is the moment that, a lot of them had been working with. This is the second time that this administration comes around. So unfortunately, a lot of these partners really just activated, this portfolio.
With a baseball bat.
This is what they know how to do pretty well. And it's not really about preparing them. It's about bringing back that particular part of their portfolio and educating them about their rights, and really having the element of the recently arrived part of the immigrant population with the migrant buses in our region, and really, with that integrated
Hold on, I got a live view of
and letting them know
Marines
what
doing
the
something.
Centuries, region really means.
What we got going on here?
Letting them know what their rights are, and and letting them know that we don't know when the raids are going to happen, and that
You're not supposed to know when a raid's going to happen. So is this the Marines or is it look like these are the Marines? No, these are protesters. These are Marines though. They all have helmets and looks like guns. Yeah. This is all military. Blocking the side road. Here's the protesters. Surrounded by military. I think they're going to end it tonight. It's got to stop. Arrest Gavin Newsom. Facts.
That's why it is important for them to know their rights and for them to understand, you know, what their rights are and to be prepared. And education is key. And that's really the only way they can, you know, air quote, arm themselves, unfortunately.
Air quote, arm themselves. You want them to arm themselves. Oh, look, an American flag, but it's upside down.
No. And the Chirla Hotline is the Rapid Response Network. And so Chirla is one of the leads for that.
America is not in
you know,
distress
a lot of
right
the
now.
partners are that. And if you
LA
don't know,
is in
the
distress.
Rapid Response
Can
Network
we just
works as the,
get rid of
public,
California?
If they see anything, it's sort of like if you see something.
Like, just annexing is where you, like, we would annex Canada. That's where you, like, you gain land or you take over a place, kind of, or you buy the place. What's the opposite of that? Can we get rid of Canada? Can we, like, remove Canada from America? Not Canada. I mean, California. Can we make California its own country? Can we get rid of Canada? I keep saying Canada. California. Bobtailing. I don't know what that is. Now I want a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Put some honey on it.
Say something where anyone from the public can call the Rapid Response Network, and they can find it in the ACLU website as well. If they
Just
anyone
blocks
sees
and
that they
blocks
feel
and
like it's
blocks. And
something
California
like,
has big
oh,
blocks.
I think that's like a DHS vehicle. They call and say, I think that's what it is. Any one of the partners that's trained to identify, they send someone out that can confirm that that in fact is activity or an actual federal law enforcement vehicle, and they report it back to the network, and they do call back the caller and say, yes, that in fact is, you know, what you thought or it's not, and that's how they can confirm what it is, and that's how they count numbers, and that's how they you know, report it back.
Yeah. Well, let me just say thank you very much for being here today. We'll be back here tomorrow.
Come on, ads.
I am hopeful that the federal government will hear our plea. Stop the raids. This is creating fear and chaos in our city, and it is unnecessary.
The raids are stopped. Why don't you stop the fucking riot, dumbass? They're not raiding during the riots right now. They're a little preoccupied. Stop the riot.
And I hope that we will be heard because our city is trying to move forward. And I believe that the federal government should be supportive of us moving forward. Thank you very much.
She's blaming the symptom of the problem. The riots are happening because of the raids. Why are the raids happening? The raids are happening because you've let a bunch of illegal immigrants into our country and into your state, and you're protecting them with your bullcrap sanctuary state mess, and it's destroying these parts of the country. And I don't get why the black and browns are teaming up, because guess what? They're coming for your neighborhood first and foremost. Illegal immigration disproportionately affects the black community first and foremost. Remember when they sent them to Martha's Vineyard, how quick they got deported? How quick they got raided up and deported? No big deal there. Nothing to see here. But we deport them from the hood where they're taking your job, Jerome. And now just for a reason, well, we got a reason to loot now, so there's a silver lining. Who cares about the immigration? We got a reason to loot.
And just a reminder through Jen, Chief McDonald will be available too for the question.
Karen ain't talking to you no more.
Andrew Kraft here now.
Blacks and the Browns. As long as there's alcohol, I'm not giving up on Cali. No! Let go of Cali. Dude, California was supposed to have been broke off into the ocean a decade ago. What happened to climate change when we need it? Can some climate change come around and end this riot? Blacks and the Browns are the worst. Seasouth Brown. She's allowed to say that. Nothing to see here. Trying to look at all the live stuff. National Guard in Los Angeles. $50K reward for anti-ICE riot suspect. What'd he do? $50K? Chat, let's go person hunting. Let's get him. $50K? I'm down.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox 249 on the East Coast and 1149 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and I'm here to bring you all of your top stories and live events from across the country and across the world. Of course, we do have this live look over Los Angeles as we are taking a look downtown. Skyfox has been flying overhead as some of those protesters who did turn a bit violent are still remaining in the area downtown, and that is why there is still that huge police presence. We're talking law enforcement agencies.
Where's the wanted guy?
The LA County Sheriff's Office, LAPD. To all of this, take a look. They said the FBI is seeking information about a man who assaulted a federal officer and caused damage to government property in LA this weekend. A reward of up to $50,000.
You're looking for one guy? How many guys did? What do you mean?
Is offered for information leading to his.
It's just some random white guy.
His identification, arrest, and conviction.
He might be Mexican.
I want to take you to a closer look at some of those photos. Obviously a little small there on the left-hand side of your screen, but these are those photos right there made a little bit larger. Now, the FBI in Los Angeles putting out a release saying that they are seeking the public's assistance in identifying the individual.
If they're looking for this guy like this and giving out a $50,000 reward, he killed somebody. Somebody died. Why would they? Everybody's doing this. Everybody's lighting fires and throwing stuff at the cars and whatnot. Maybe he's the dude that was standing on the side of the road throwing bricks at cars. Did you see that video?
Responsible for assaulting a federal officer and damaging government property near Alondra Boulevard in the city of Paramount, California. They say on June 7th, that would be Saturday, at about 3:30 p.m. local time, the suspect threw rocks at law enforcement vehicles in Paramount, California.
Yeah, this is the guy that was standing in the media just chucking rocks at cop cars as they were driving through in a line.
Yeah. Injuring a federal officer and damaging government vehicles as a result. Again, these photos there provided by the FBI, and they do say they are offering a $50,000 reward for any information about who that person is. They also said as
$50K. All right. Let's do reels and rapid fire, and then we'll go back to this as night falls, see if anything's going down tonight. What's up, Shiva? I'm on number 23 in the OT now. I'm looking forward to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is just a recap. There's a little bit of new stuff in there. Numbers 23. There's something important about Numbers 23. I forget what it is. Hold on one second. I still got more videos and stuff on that. We'll come back to that. It's really the main thing tonight. But I do have some, we don't have memes, but I do have some some funny reels and stuff to distract us from all this craziness for a moment. Vanessa Carlson. Problem is I can't get this to go into there. How do I do that? Here's what we're going to have to do. One moment. All right. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's watch some reels. Do some rapid fire news. I don't really, maybe we'll just check breaking news, see what's going on there. Only got a couple stories. Guy got shot after he survived an alligator attack. Did you hear about that one? I've noticed a discrepancy regarding bond service exodus. So they serve 6 years. The application of livings, they could serve up to 49 years. I don't know. I'd have to go look at it. Okay. What do we got? This is when I like these ones, when the music doesn't match the video. The car belt. Where do I get this Hot Wheels belt? Nah, that thing's sick. She's twerking. That's going to be a copyright song. What else we got? Oh, we got another one of these. I love these. I'm doing this someday.
Just a heads up, you guys got a creepy old lady out here soliciting sex for a junior bacon cheeseburger with no lettuce or tomatoes.
Stop it. I'll let my manager know. Can I take your order?
Can I get a junior bacon cheeseburger with no lettuce or tomato?
You are nasty.
Hey, don't judge me.
I gotta do that. Okay. Whoa! That looks inappropriate. The full screen's not gonna work. I'm trying to make it a little bigger for y'all. Okay, they're gonna try to do this. Oh, we already know how this is gonna end. I think we can do this though.
Ready?
Hurry.
1, 2, 3, go.
Damn. That was ground shattering. Here, for the immigrants. Cisal, this one's for you. This is 8 Mile in Espanol.
Zapatito blanco, zapatito azul. Eres una rata como Pikachu. Hueles a caca, no sirves para nada. Eres tan feo, te quiero dar una cachetada. Culiquita gati, culiquita gata. Chimichanga, tanga, wanga, horchata.
Chimichanga, wanga, horchata.
Más esa camisa es mía, yo te la presté. Güey, ¿cuándo me la vas a devolver? Zapatito blanco, zapatito azul. Eres una rata como Pikachu.
Como Pikachu. This is Salt Lake City. It's still Pride Month, guys. Luckily, the raids are taking our mind off Pride Month. This is what happened in Salt Lake City this week. We have foreign legislators visiting the city, and very happy about our gay flag situation, because that's one of the most important issues in America right now, is having foreigners compliment our gay flags.
Als Estats Units dels símbols LGTBI. És evident que estem vivint un temps reaccionari, on moltes forces conservadores...
Clearly, we are living in reactionary times where many conservative forces around the world
arreu del món estan
are going
anant en contra
against
dels
the symbols
de la diversitat
of diversity
i de la llibertat.
and
Però
freedom. Oh, so the transgender flag, which represents people who aren't sure what gender they are, and children being put on hormone blockers and having surgical treatments done to them is a symbol of diversity and freedom in America.
Les grans ciutats del món som els resistents, som els baluards de les llibertats i de les societats obertes i diverses. I també tenim capacitat de reacció. I en aquest cas tenim un exemple d'imaginació, de resistència, l'alcaldessa de Salt Lake City, que ha fet que la bandera de l'orgull LGBTI tingués el símbol de la ciutat de Salt Lake City, una flor, per convertir aquesta bandera en una bandera oficial.
And thus bypassing Utah's ban on the flag. Barcelona stands with Mayor Mendenhall. Barcelona stands with the most Marxist commie mayor in all of America. Barcelona stands with you. Spain. Thanks, Spain. You're so progressive. Wow. 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 Okay. We do have some rapid fire. Then I got some other funny ones that I found on YouTube. Rome, your new pick is cute. Don't be simping in my chat for my mod, Robert. Ah! Timberland signs an AI artist. This is not a new thing. It goes back as, I mean, Gorillaz was an AI, but it was cartoon artist. Remember, the Gorillaz was like a thing when they came out. It was a big deal. And then they had AI artists like a year or so ago. We talked about some of them. It was coming up. Now Timbaland has signed an AI artist named Tata to his new Stage Zero record label, which is a record label all for AI artists. I can't stand AI music. No offense to the people who use it on their channels and things like that, and they make the music for their channels with AI. I get it. It's a way to circumvent copyright. It's a way to quickly write up some lyrics and make your own custom song. And then you can go all around saying, listen to this song that I made. You didn't make anything. You typed a prompt into an AI and the AI made it. The AI made the beat. The AI did the singing. The AI did everything. You might have wrote the lyrics. Maybe. Some people do. A lot of people don't. A lot of times you don't even have to write the lyrics. You just write a few prompts. And then you can tell people you made a song. I can't stand this. I don't care how good it gets. Oh, I mean, maybe there's going to be a point where I can tell. But every time a new Eminem album's coming out, a new Lil Wayne album's coming out, there is always a mixtape leak or an album leak where it's all AI. And I can tell. They haven't tricked me yet. I can tell when it's AI Eminem and AI Lil Wayne. This AI music sucks, and Timbaland's making a whole AI label. The rapper turned producer has signed AI artist Tata to his new label Stage Zero, which is designed to blend human creativity with AI-based sounds to forge new music genres such as A-pop, which is AI pop. Holy crap, this world is going to hell in a handbasket. Look at this. There's an Asian lady. What was it? Asian lady. It's an Asian lady. That's AI. And she sings. It's Asian. It's an Asian lady. Stage Zero, the AI record label. Interestingly, just a few months ago, Timbaland went on the Inner Court podcast. Oh, you guys can't see it. My bad. Let me show you. bacon cheeseburger. Why are there even colors in the flag? Are they assuming their color? Yeah. Well, there's black and brown. The white in the flag is for the trans community. The purity of the trans community. This is the Asian lady that Timbaland just signed. So who gets paid here? When you're making an AI record label and you're signing an AI artist, who are you signing? Who are you paying? How does this work? You pay the AI PAID, you get PAID. You pay the AI creator. How does this work? It's weird. You could feel the pressure of the dividedness, and I hate that. The whole election divided us, Timbaland said. What does that have to do with anything? What I meant by that is it divided the music. The music sounds bland. It sounds boring. It lacks excitement. While we frequently discuss AI, I believe it's the only entity that embodies a genuine soul right now. It allows for the expression of true feelings, resulting in it coming out beautiful. What Asian music are you listening to? I feel like right now everything is discombobulated, he went on to add, which aligns with everything in the world. Ain't no song right now, and y'all got to admit that's grabbing you. Ain't no song right now, and y'all got to admit that's grabbing you. Bro, if my music starts grabbing me, there's going to be a lawsuit. I'm suing somebody if my music is grabbing me. Be grabbing me. Have you seen Venus Theory's video on YouTube copyright and AI? No, I have not. Send it to me. That might be an interesting watch. I don't know how he's got to make this political. Like, oh, it's because of the election, I'm signing this AI artist. No, you're doing it because it's lucrative and it's easy, and you're going to get rich off making garbage music, more garbage music. Because the AI is so emotional. There's so much feeling when a robot is singing to you. Anyway, enough of that story. Check this out. Man survives alligator attack before being fatally shot by Polk County deputies. This is from Florida. Florida man in the news. A man armed with garden shears was fatally shot by deputies. So if I'm understanding this correctly, he fought with an alligator with his garden shears and had to murk this gator up. And then the cops showed up. And he's got the garden shears, bloody garden shears in his hand, and they blasted his ass. And nobody's rioting about this because he's probably a white guy fighting an alligator. And he gets shot. No riots. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Meanwhile, this man's out here fighting gators. Polk County Sheriff's Office deputies began searching for Timothy Schultz, 42, just before 6 a.m. after a convenience store clerk reported he was acting erratically. Well, he just fought with an alligator. Deputies searched for around 40 minutes but couldn't find him. Residents of a nearby neighborhood called the sheriff's office to report a man swimming in an alligator-infested lake. A witness tried to throw him a life preserver, and another witness reported Schultz growling at them when they tried to help. Okay, well, maybe there's more to this story than I initially thought. Maybe there's a reason he was fighting with alligators, because he was growling at them in their own lake. Witnesses told deputies an alligator was spotted close to him as he swam across the lake. Schultz emerged from the lake with an apparent alligator bite and began walking between houses while holding a pair of garden shears. The sheriff's office said he was using a brick to attempt to break into a residence. Okay. Maybe this is not such a nice guy. Maybe there's a reason he got shot. The fact that he was bitten by an alligator significantly and still continued his rampage is shocking. But if you're on enough meth, the person you see is not the person that's attacking, said Sheriff Grady Judd. We know about Grady Judd. Let's see what Grady talked about.
But I want to introduce you to someone. This is Timothy Schultz. He's 42 years of age. And here's what we know at this point. At about 5:56 a.m., the racetrack on Highway 37, which is just due west of where I am now, notified the sheriff's office and said, hey, there's a guy in here, and he's bizarre, and he's shaking, and he's asking to call his son. Deputies immediately responded.
Yeah, I think the year of Jubilee changed because it was 7 years. There was a year of Jubilee every 7 years. But then, in Exodus, it like got longer or something and became 49 years.
We searched for him from our arrival time, which was 3 minutes later, until about 6:39. So over 40 minutes we searched for him and we couldn't find him. And then at 7:22, we received another call. I'm sorry, at about 7:43, we received another call and said, hey, there's this white guy in the lake. And there's a lot of alligators in the lake.
Damn.
And there's an alligator near him. He must be drunk or high or something. One of our witnesses actually took a life vest or a life preserver out and tried to give it to him, and he wouldn't take it. Another witness tried to talk to him, and he said the guy growled at me, so I ran in the house and locked the door. Our deputies immediately arrived.
So there's more to the story. It's not just a guy that had to wrestle a gator and survived. He's walking around causing problems in these streets for these gators. This man was harassing these gators. He deserved to get bit.
As they were arriving, he was walking from the lake between the houses, and he had a set of garden shears with him. He had gone to a truck and was throwing a brick trying to break into a vehicle.
Oh, shit.
A lady, our third witness, who is in the cul-de-sac walking her dog, said he immediately charged the deputies holding the shears. She said they waited too long to shoot, but our deputies tried to de-escalate. We also tried to tase him on 2 different occasions, and he continued to charge at them. The deputies backed up.
All right, this is 10 minutes. We can't watch all this, but there's an interesting story. I'm going to go to news just to look for a little more rapid fire stuff other than just these riots, and then we'll go back to that for the last little hour here and just, try to see what's going on out there still. I'm just going to breaking news. This is interesting. RFK Jr. removes all 17 members of CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee 2 hours ago from ABC News. Health and Human Secretary... Sorry, this thing is being weird. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced on Monday he is removing all 17 sitting members of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Vaccine Advisory Committee and replacing them with new members. Okay. Nice. Well, we talked about the new studies that have come out fairly recently about all of the negative results of the COVID vaccine. Shocker. It's almost like some people tried to warn you, but we were crazy. We're not doctors. Oh, but there were doctors who were trying to warn you, and then they got removed from social media. Isn't that interesting? The Advisory Committee for Immunization Practices, the ACIP, makes recommendations on the safety, efficacy, and clinical needs of vaccines. Today, we are prioritizing Today, we are prioritizing the restoration of public trust above any specific pro or anti-vaccine agenda, Kennedy said in a statement. Oh, sorry, this is Kennedy talking. The public must know that unbiased science evaluated through a transparent process and insinuated from conflicts of interest guides the recommendations of our health agencies. In a press release, HHS said the Biden administration appointed all 17 sitting ACIP members, with 13 of those appointments occurring in 2024. The appointments meant the Trump administration would have to wait until 2028 before choosing a majority of committee members, according to Kennedy. Kennedy said replacing the sitting committee members would help restore public trust. That's true. A clean sweep is necessary. Just get rid of it completely. We don't need no damn advisory committee. A clean sweep is necessary to reestablish public confidence in vaccine science. Kennedy's statement continued, ACIP new members will prioritize public health and evidence-based medicine. The committee will no longer function as a rubber stamp for industry profit-taking agendas. That's based. I like what RFK is doing with the health stuff, and I'm glad. I don't trust him with a a lot of other things. Keep, like Trump said, keep his hands off the energy. Keep him out of the military. Also, where's Goon? Nikki Haley, I kept saying she's establishment, she's establishment. I totally forgot. She's a war hawk. She's an establishment war hawk. But I think Goon is like pro-war. I think Goon's like down with war. Lefty war hawks. How you like Nikki Haley? How you like a dang establishment war hawk? Anyway, yeah, RFK, keep his hands off the energy. But as far as the health stuff goes, I agree with the things he's saying. RFK Jr.'s based. Yeah, he's based in some aspects. Not a lot. He's pro-abortion. He's pro-gun control. But he's based when it comes to health and the vaccines and all that stuff. I agree with him on all that. That's not funny. Poor RFK Jr. What? My impression? That's what he sounds like. I feel like a RFK impression is a really easy one to do. So yeah, he's getting rid of the vaccine advisory committee in the CCP. I mean the CDC. Freudian slip? I think not. That was on purpose. Trump's travel ban is now in effect. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about this too, and this totally got overshadowed by the raids and stuff. So this is from NPR. President Trump's extensive new travel ban took effect just after midnight on Monday. Another reason these raids are probably popping up now. Like this is planned. It's not a plan by Trump so that he can send the National Guard in and destroy California. It's a plan by the left. They're timing all these things. Trump just did a travel ban. He's xenophobic. Trump sends National Guard into California to try to get rid of, because we're doing ICE raids and getting rid of illegal immigrants. Trump's an evil, xenophobic racist. They're using this. Trump announced the policy last week after a firebombing attack in Colorado, saying it is necessary for national security. It revives a controversial travel ban that Trump had enacted during his first term and promised to restore while on the campaign trail. The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, a Muslim, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who came here as temporary visitors and overstayed their visas. Trump said in a Wednesday video introducing the ban, "We don't want them." The ban mostly affects countries in Africa and the Middle East. What do you think we're talking about? A lot of rands, a lot of stands, some Kerplakistans and some Gabadanistans and Iraqs and Irans. The ban mostly affects countries in Africa and the Middle East. The man charged in the Colorado attacks from Egypt, which is not on the restricted list. Trump says countries can be added or removed over time. So what are you saying? I know, what are you saying, leftist media, that we need to add Egypt to the list? That's fine. We could do that. The list is subject to revision based on whether material improvements are made. And likewise, this is just like the tariffs too. They say he's some crazy dictator. When he did the tariffs, he said, if these countries come to the table and we can work out a deal, then the tariffs can be taken off. If the countries come to the table and they say, we're going to stop sending terrorists over to America in secret cells that are trying to kill the president, which they did. 3 different cells were trying to kill President Trump while he was on the campaign trail. Muslim terrorist, what is it called? Cells, not splinter cells, but I always forget what they're called. But these little cell insurgent groups that are slipped into America through the southern border, might I add, trying to kill Trump, 3 of them. And then we got terrorists. But yeah, the travel ban, it can be removed if we can make a deal. Don't let your terrorists come over here. Tighten up. Stop dropping bombs on people. Stop doing October 7th. Stop killing innocent people, and we'll stop dropping bombs on you, and we'll stop funding Israel dropping bombs on you. But that's probably not going to happen, but that would be nice. Fox 11 is on LA, is on YouTube. I think this is all we got for the breaking news, so we can probably go back to that. Fox 11. What are they talking about over here?
At Planet Fitness, there's a number of ways to get strong, and they all add up to one membership.
Let's see what we're talking about over here.
We don't have all of that chaos tonight. Let's hope so.
Fourth day.
It's obviously important for people to be able to be protected when they are expressing their First Amendment rights. But if they do commit crimes, it's also important for criminals to be held accountable, and that includes being arrested and be prosecuted, not only to be put to justice, but as a
Look at
sign
this
to
bus.
everybody else.
What is this bus doing? They dropping some protesters off?
That sort of behavior is not okay. So as we walk through the streets of downtown LA, we appreciate our camera guy getting his 10,000 steps and then some as he walks with these demonstrators, these protesters, who this group has been largely peaceful that we've been seeing. So we've also had kind of a crazy day in terms of a back and forth.
What are they running at? When they're running like that, something's going down.
Newsom. We talked
Let's
about
see where
that
the
some
largely peaceful
with
ends.
Kevin Kiley, who obviously is well known as one of Governor Newsom's most dramatic critics. But it's been interesting today because Governor Newsom...
I told Freddie to go down there, but he's scared. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Transition. We got a transition.
Newsom last night suggested that he could be arrested by Tom Homan, who is leading a lot of the president's immigration efforts. He suggested that would be fine by him, essentially. And so there's been a back and forth today and tonight. And I don't know if we have any of that we can play and give you a sense of that. Here's some of that.
What crime has Governor Newsom committed?
Let's see Trump.
The crime has he committed?
Yeah, to warrant his arrest, as you had
I think his primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job.
So that was President Trump earlier today. This is Governor Newsom video of him talking to me last night at LA County's Emergency Operations Center. And he has said that President Trump is a liar, and he's also enjoying this conflict, that the conflict is good politics for him. Here's some of what he told me.
Oh, it does look very bad for you.
Peacemaking. He's here for war. He wants a civil war on the streets of America, not just here. He's testing the boundaries by
Dude,
nationalizing
I hope
the
this
federal
guy
guard.
is done for. And you know, Californians will still, their city will burn for a week, 2 weeks, and they'll still reelect him. I think he's already, you can only get 2 terms as a mayor, right? Or a governor, I mean. So I think his term's coming to an end, but then he's going to run as president. They'll elect that guy as president. They'll vote for that guy for president. Because people are retarded.
Take the fact that he says, you want a civil war on the streets of America.
No, that's just the opposite. I don't want a civil war. A civil war would happen if you left it to people like him. And I liked him. You know, I always got along with him. Never had a problem with him. But he's grossly incompetent.
Well, we appreciate Peter Ducey clearly watching our interview from last night.
OLC.
There is a response from President Trump to our interview here on Fox 11. And it's interesting, the fact that the two of them have gotten along pretty well behind the scenes for many years. They got.
Y'all need to stop simping for Rome in the chat. Don't ever compliment her. I'm just kidding. You can compliment Rome, I guess.
along well on COVID relief. They got along well on the fire recovery.
Crazy how Newsom
here
is
in
Trump's
Southern
daughter-in-law's
California this year.
ex-husband.
Both of them complimenting each other. The governor saying,
is that the crazy bitch daughter-in-law that hates him and is always trying to set him up and talk crap to him? That one? There's one chick in his family that's like crazy. She's like written books about him. A ginger blushing. Dude, it's too much red. Too much red. Should not be allowed to be that much red. Peaches. I could eat a peach for hours.
that the president was instrumental in the Army Corps of Engineers being ahead of schedule. And so you see this conflict. But the fact that the president said, I always liked him, may give you an indication that some of this is a little performative from both of them.
Rome was complimenting you.
Would be a good thing for the
what
state.
The? Rome, don't be simping for K2. Keep on trucking. All right, that rule goes both ways. All right,
and for
Equality.
the country, if the two of them actually don't want to go to civil war. Tom Homan, who is leading this immigration effort for the president, who's been here in Southern California the last few days, who's the one who suggested that Gavin Newsom might need to be arrested.
Look at this lady.
He was on with Jesse
looking
Waters
like
on the Fox News channel. Here's some of what.
Look at this Fox reporter looking like a dang Antifa member. She's geared up. I'm ready for war. She looks like she's been having a rough day, rough week, pounding the pavement. Dude, I want to do this. If there's any news networks or up and coming news shows, I don't know, maybe. I seen Andrew's been covering this for days now. Bro, buy me a plane ticket. I'll call out of work. Put me up with a little bit of cash. I'm out there. I'm on the ground. I'm boots on the ground. Exclusive boots on the ground reporting. I don't even need that much money. Nah, I would actually need some money because I'd have to quit my job if they're like, we're going to send you out there for a week. I would have to quit my job. I don't got that much time off, you know? But I would do it. I'd be there. I'd be geared up. Gas mask, looking like Antifa, sliding in with the ops. I would do it. I don't even need that much money. Just match what I make now, which is not a lot.
He said tonight.
Well, what would you arrest him for?
Well, look, I was in
everything. Arrest all of them.
He asked about the protesters. So look, they got the right to protest.
I love Tom Homan.
They can't cross that line. They can't impede our enforcement efforts. They can't put hands on our officers. They can't knowingly harbor and conceal illegal aliens from us.
Bro, Tom Homan's one of the only people with that speech impediment that I like. I'm just kidding. If you have that speech impediment, I don't dislike you. Your voice just annoys me.
I said, so if they cross that line, they're going to be prosecuted. And the question was, well, how about Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom? What if they cross that line? I says, they'll be prosecuted too. Haven't they said for the last 4 years, no one's above the law?
We'll be selling merch.
They cross the line, we'll
and
see
fried Oreos.
You and I would be held accountable. They prosecuted President Trump. No one.
Right. Right now I got a day of PTO. Fly me out for a day. I'll go do coverage for a day. I got the PTO. All you got to do is pay for the plane ticket and a hotel, and I'll go do it. Just for the super chats that I'll get. I'll go do it and just stream. Exclusive streaming rights to whoever wants to sit from their desk and watch it. But let me get the super chats. Kill it. I kill it. I'll be out there. I'll get interviews, all that. We'll get pepper sprayed up. I'll do it.
One's above the law. That's what they said. Either is the Governor Newsom. If he crosses that,
anything more than a day, you gotta like give me a job because I'm gonna have to quit my job. Plus, I don't know what I would do with Echo. I'll find a way. I'll have Shane watch him.
Line will simply ask the Attorney General to seek prosecution. It wasn't a threat. No one threatened to arrest him. But if he crosses that line and commits a crime, he's no better than anybody else who will seek prosecution.
that if the governor commits a crime in terms of impeding an investigation, which is what, by the way, they say that David Huerta, the head of the SEIU, they say he did that. Obviously, he's going to fight that in court and expects to be cleared. That's the suggestion. So it's not, they're not accusing Governor Newsom of having done that. So I wouldn't expect.
Well, Trump's not the lawfare guy that's trying to lock up his political opposition. So if you do get arrested, Newsom, or any of these politicians get arrested, they've done something very egregious. And if Trump's going to go after you like that, it's going to hold up in court, because he's not going to come after you with petty crap like the Democrats do to him. If he was, he would have already locked up Hillary.
Imminent arrest coming. And by the way, Governor Newsom, in our interview yesterday, made very clear
they murdered
that
a
he
guy.
believes that anybody who commits illegal acts, including messing with police officers, they should be prosecuted and sent to jail. Let's go back now to Laura Diaz, our reporter on the ground. And it feels like the temperature's a bit cooler at this point, Laura, and it seems like
well, the
part
sun's
of the
not
reason
down
because, the LAPD has separated the crowd a bit.
It was actually the sheriff's department earlier. I'm going to take this out of my ear because I'm getting feedback. It was the sheriff's department.
You're not looking at the camera.
That
also
told the crowd to disperse, and in the process of doing that, people did start to move back. The thing is,
does she know she's not looking at the camera?
And then they act on it, then they're not breaking any laws. And, you know, my detail here, our security detail, pointed out to me that this all seems to be very well orchestrated. So people know
the riot
that if they
or
move
the
and they just go a couple of blocks over, they're now not violating any laws. So that's what you're seeing now, is this group on the move as they head from Broadway, headed now towards the freeway. And as long as they're moving, they're not in violation of that order to disperse. So it's all been quite interesting. A lot of the signs
they just keep moving around all day.
You were asking me earlier about the group.
So the whole city
signs
is
that we're seeing, they seem to be heavily manufactured.
locked up.
As though someone paid money to create the sign. It's not like I would go into the kitchen and scrawl a sign. It's you know.
That person's wearing an American flag. I'm surprised they're not getting jumped. So she's saying the signs look professionally done. Oh, you mean it doesn't look like the arts and crafts that the left usually does, where it looks like they made their sign out of crayon right before they had a delicious meal of red, blue, and green? Shout out Grump. Shout out crayon eaters.
It's better put together than that. So it's kind of an interesting point about who may have paid for that.
Can't read the teleprompter when looking at the camera.
Shirts too,
I don't think she has a teleprompter up there. I just don't know where she's looking.
So that's the scene.
Maybe
right
she's
here
watching
for
not to get attacked.
To update you from downtown Los
Because you see she's dressed very discreet. Because if you go out there looking like an official mainstream media reporter, they don't like that. You got to look as much like a dirtbag as possible, which is why I would be very good at this. I can look like a dirtbag. I can talk like a dirtbag. I promise. I know. I have experience.
Los Angeles, Laura Diaz reporting live. Sending it back to you, Alex.
Laura Diaz, thank you so much. And it is, when we saw those masks that were being handed out, it's clear somebody's paying for that too. So there is a bit of organization on this. And by the way,
oh yeah. Thank you for admitting that, Fox. No other news network is going to say that. It's a joke. They use phones for that now. Oh, yeah. She was looking at her phone a lot.
Before we go, we want to show this. Do we have this image from Matthew Seedorf? Okay. We've just, if you check out Matthew Seedorf's social media, the rock thrower from Saturday's violent crash in Paramount has been identified. We'll have more on that later on.
Is that the guy that they got the $50,000 reward on the rock thrower now?
If anything major happens, we will jump back on the air. A reminder that we have news now on Channel 13 every
Riots
night
in Austin
from 8 to 10 p.m. And then we
think they're going on in New York.
Fox 11 every night at 10 p.m. But again, if anything super dramatic happens, we'll jump back here on Fox 11 in the
I don't think
meantime.
we've had any
Thank
in
you
Salt
for
Lake
watching
yet,
our
but
continuous
I
coverage
did see
here
them
on Fox 11.
trying to
We
plan
now turn
something
things over
the
to
other day.
Extra with Billy Bush. Please be safe. Our continuous coverage here on Fox 11.
UK, Europe, Ireland.
Extra with Billy Bush. Please be safe out there tonight.
Let's see New York.
It's pretty good, right? It's so good. I have my grandmother.
Oh, this freaking
I
lady.
heard that story. She had a group of women.
Get this off my screen. Downtown Los Angeles protests. I'm trying to find New York. I put immigration rights New York, and all it's giving me is LA. ICE raids spark protest clashes with authorities in Los Angeles and New York. Tensions grow in LA. Let's see. Riots in Austin. Protesters rally in Austin for Palestinian liberation. That's 3 weeks ago. Dude, I type in protest in Austin, protest in New York, and it just tells me LA. Death reported near Austin campus, not suspicious, 5 hours ago. Not seeing anything from Austin other than this person dying. I'm seeing stuff about New York, but I'm not finding any video from New York. More protests over ICE raids planned in New York City as new Trump travel ban takes effect. Yeah, this travel ban's just adding fuel to the fire. New York City, ICE riots, 20 arrested.
City. Several people detained out of New York City in ICE raid protests right there. So this is not just happening in Los Angeles. There were also some protests out of New York City, protesters clashing with police and immigration officers in Lower Manhattan yesterday. This as the Trump administration continues to carry out mass deportations nationwide. The NYPD confirming several people were taken into custody after a demonstration at Federal Plaza. That is where ICE is headquartered, and it became violent. It got out of hand. To speak more on this, I do want to bring in Lisa Evers, a reporter with Fox 5 New York.
Salt Lake City, they did show up. So yeah, I saw this on Facebook. Dozens rally in Salt Lake City.
Create your own sunshine for a tan.
Whoa, I don't want to see your butt, lady.
We have extended coverage for you tonight here on 2 News at 10 o'clock. The demonstrations in LA and a peaceful protest right here in Salt Lake. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Maleki.
And I'm Mika Miyashima.
It's right outside the police station in downtown by the library.
The protest here at the Federal Building downtown was put together in just a couple of hours. Our Christian Tina joins us now live.
Yeah, this is the one I saw on Facebook. They were meeting at the Federal Buildings on 200. So it's near the police station.
Tonight, Christian.
Mika, Brian, this afternoon here at the Federal Building, there were about 50 to 7 protesters. They tell us they were out here showing their support for LA and the immigrant community across the nation. With chants,
no hate, no fear, immigrants are welcome here,
and signs, many protesters.
5051. This is the group that's been organizing all of these weekly protests. I've been trying to look into this group to figure out where their funding's coming from. They say they're a grassroots organization, but I don't believe it.
Rallied in downtown, calling attention to what they call a crisis
concerning the riots that are happening in Los Angeles.
In Salt Lake City, people gathered at the Federal Building to stand in solidarity.
Our support and solidarity for Los Angeles.
Following ICE raids targeting undocumented immigrants in Los Angeles, protests
Grand Theft Auto 6
in response to Trump
early release
deployed hundreds of guard troops to the city.
We will not bow to fear or intimidation, regardless of what the government throws at us. We will remain peaceful.
Look at this freaking nerd. What are you going to do about it? Oh, you guys can't see it. Wait, yeah, you can.
We're going to take a stand until the raids stop and ICE and the military are off of our streets permanently.
The protesters say this movement
Bunch of
is
old
about
people.
demanding fair treatment and accountability from those in power.
If you think you love freedom, but you don't care if it applies to everyone, rainbow colors, what you actually love is privilege.
Immigrants are and have always been and will always be a core part of the working class.
That looks like Marita. That's not her, though. This just looks like her. I don't know. It could be her.
The fabric of this country.
Now, they were out here for a few hours, and they did march down State Street. They also tell
Of course,
me
they
plan
march down
on
State
another
Street every
protest
week.
on Saturday. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Christian Sita, KUTV 2 News.
All right, Christian, and Imogen.
So there's Salt Lake City. So I find something from, this is from New York.
To talk more on this, and Lisa, this is very concerning because we have seen these protests very violent. What's the latest in New York City this morning?
Well, the latest is that they are expecting more protesters to come into the Federal Plaza area. The NYPD has activated various plans that they have for disturbances, for street disturbances. And then in terms of, I can't speak to Los Angeles because I'm not familiar with
Dude, this lady looks like a man.
what their protocols are for this. But you remember, we had tremendous and have had many months of protests over the Hamas, over the Hamas war. The Gaza war.
Somebody's funding it. 5051's probably involved. There's a lot of other little groups. But when they have the green hats out there in LA, there's definitely funding.
All of that, and with both sides, and being equally passionate about.
People were talking about pallets of bricks getting dropped off again. But then I also heard that they're not doing pallets of bricks. They're taking hammers and they're breaking up rocks to basically craft their own ammunition. They're out there smashing rock. Hopefully we can get them on a chain gang. If we bring back, they like smashing up rocks so much and throwing rocks. Put them on a chain gang. Get them out there breaking rocks all day.
About their causes and their beliefs, and they managed to keep most of those protests very peaceful. There will always have been arrests, but it's been relatively peaceful. Now, the issue with the Federal Plaza.
You look like a man. I can't with that.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sport.
Andrew's still watching it. Oh, no, he's on. Oh, he's on there. Whoops.
There's DIY, and there's doing it yourself.
June 14th is supposed to be a big day.
So are they debating about this right now? Oh, no, they're talking about is porn good for society? I thought they were debating about this.
Thousands of protesters march on Los Angeles for the fourth day in a row, prompting the LAPD to issue a tactical alert to keep officers on duty. This as President Trump sends 700 Marines to join the National Guard deployed in LA. Good evening. You're watching the news at 5.
Looks like a pretty real riot to me, Dean.
I'm Cher Calvin.
And I'm Micah Ullman. Thank you for joining us. Today's protests have been largely peaceful as the LAPD is joined
thousands
by
of
multiple
people tagging, burning cars, throwing rocks at cops,
U.S. Marines.
We have
across an entire city, one of the biggest cities in America.
KTLA's Rachel
that's a riot.
Is live in downtown LA at a rally for the SEIU president taken into custody during the protests.
And Chris Wolf is live in downtown LA.
They're in Dallas now.
It's been especially troublesome over the past few days. But first to Gil Levis in Sky 5 with a look at what's going on right now. Gil.
Well, Mike and Sherry, you're looking at Los Angeles Street at Aliso. This is where the demonstrators or protesters have been this afternoon in front of the federal building. As I come out, you're going to see a different profile to the police tactics that we've seen over the last 3 days. Look at the freeway here. Look at the 101 freeway and the overpass here on Los Angeles Street. The response by the law enforcement here is quite strong. You can see LAPD, LA County sheriffs. We understand Orange County sheriffs have responded, as well as the
this
California
is so
Highway
much
Patrol
money.
here.
So much money on
making
the
sure that they're not going to
on this.
repeat what happened yesterday and over the weekend here on the 101 freeway, where the freeway was completely shut down and the protesters made their way onto the freeway here.
They're crafting
Freeway
their
right
own
now is
ammo.
moving in both directions just fine. On and off ramps have been shut down, but they have issued
That's
an
crazy.
unlawful assembly here. The LAPD doing that a short
Agenda
time
Free
ago.
TV live
and
on
they're
YouTube. Steve is old
trying
school
to get the
based
people to
from the
move south.
RSB channel.
That's really the only way they can move at this point is south towards Temple. As I come out wide, there's Temple and Los Angeles Street, and you can see the crowd has kind of dispersed down into that intersection. Traffic still moving through here, but LAPD and the rest of the law enforcement out here doing crowd control and traffic.
Dude, if we go to war with Mexico because of this crap, all these people are terrorists. All these people with Mexican flags are terrorists.
Control are eventually going to move the crowd to the south, it appears, and try to make them move before they have to arrest anybody. But at this point, a lot of multiple law enforcement on the scene here in a huge show of force that will likely be moving that crowd here shortly. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Gil Levis, thank you. Chris Wolf is on the ground also in downtown
Does
Los
look like
Angeles.
it's calmed
All
down.
right, Chris, what does the situation look like where you are?
Yeah, it seems to be intensifying, that's for sure. Hundreds of demonstrators have gathered at the intersections of Temple and Los Angeles streets here in downtown Los Angeles. As we just heard from Sky 5, they're outside the federal building and also near the Metropolitan Detention Center, where detainees in the recent federal immigration operations and roundups were being held. This is a massive crowd, but for the most part, fairly peaceful. Take a look around.
Good job, cameraman. He got it off the sign, slowly turned.
Okay, there was a guy that had climbed on top of a light pole across the street from us, gotten down. We believe police did come by telling that.
Climbing on light poles during riots. Who would do something crazy like that? Not me. I climbed on the light pole during the Salt Lake City riots because I was trying to get a good view of everything. But my phone was dead, so I didn't get any good footage from up there.
Individual to get down off the light pole, the traffic light pole. As we said, this is a mass crowd, but fairly peaceful right now. People are honking horns and waving American and Mexican flags. We did see a couple of people doing donuts earlier, but then they left this area. We have large crowds all around us, but also a very large law enforcement presence in the surrounding areas, covering nearby intersections, protecting federal property and personnel.
Get out of here, ad.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Emotions are still raw at the start of a new work week. After a weekend
Work week, they don't have
violence
jobs.
And clashes between protesters and law enforcement personnel. At the center of the political firestorm, recent federal immigration operations in the Los Angeles area. Detainees rounded up in the sweeps have been transported to a downtown detention facility, which has been defaced and covered in spray paint and profanity, along with several other government buildings. Authorities have closed on and off ramps at the 101 through downtown LA to try to keep protesters from marching onto the freeway and stopping traffic, which happened Sunday. And there is a new major development. Federal officials say the U.S. military has activated about 700 Marines to deploy to Los Angeles, joining hundreds of National Guard troops sent in by the Trump administration to help quell eruptions of violence. Local, state, and federal officials say people have a right to protest peacefully, but not violently. They say any type
you can't
of
block
violence
the
will
freeway.
not be tolerated, any type of aggression against law enforcement, and any type of obstruction. Also, Governor Gavin Newsom and California Attorney General Rob Bonta announced a lawsuit against President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth in response to their orders seeking to federalize the California National Guard.
We can get justice and
peace. What we saw
peace.
yesterday happened after the president's unnecessary, counterproductive, and most importantly, unlawful
Who are you?
order. An order that abused the federal government's authority and violated the 10th Amendment and federal law.
Thank goodness we sent out some wonderful National Guard. They've really helped, and a lot of problems they were having out there.
On Sunday, protesters gathered outside the downtown detention facility in a standoff against National Guard troops. People set several Waymo driverless taxis on fire and rushed onto the 101 freeway downtown.
Waymo driverless taxis. So that's what all those lined up cars were? They have driverless taxis in LA? That's crazy. What is a Waymo driverless taxi? Waymo is a fully autonomous self-driving ride-hauling service operated by Waymo, a Google subsidiary. Waymo One, the service's app, allows users to book rides in their all-electric Jaguar I-Pace vehicles. The service is currently available in several cities, including San Francisco, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Austin, with plans to expand to Atlanta, Miami. What? They got driverless Ubers in LA? Fully autonomous. No human driver is required. Safe and reliable. That's crazy.
Later Sunday evening, demonstrators tossed tree branches, scooters, fireworks, concrete chunks, and other debris
It's way more
from a freeway
expensive.
overpass onto police vehicles below. And
it's way more expensive than riding in a regular Uber. Yeah. Oh, shoot. New Dying Light game coming out. I haven't even played Dying Light 2 yet. It's webcams from around the world. See, Andrew's stream is labeled mostly peaceful LA coverage night 3, but he's doing a debate right now. They're not talking about LA. I don't really care about corn. LA braces for more civil arrests, 5-team coverage. Nothing really going on here.
Uh-oh. Are they tear gas?
Don't go there, it's gas.
Things are starting to heat up. Someone's setting off explosives. Oh my God, bro, they got the Bearcat out. Oh, it is wild. Damn, bro, they got loudspeakers.
This guy bikes through LA on this electric bike.
Hey, coming in. Please. Here comes the van coming out. How we doing, folks? Welcome back to the channel. We are back out here in the streets of LA today. Rolling intro. There is some drama unfolding in Los Angeles right now. At this very second, there are federal agents at multiple places in Los Angeles conducting raids today. I didn't know this was happening. I don't think anybody did. I just happened to see it while strolling today. First I saw it on Twitter, then I found a live stream on TikTok, and it looked pretty serious. Dozens of federal agents in unmarked cars doing sweeps out here on the edge of downtown and in a couple other locations. I'm gonna punch in, you can see the helicopter up there. I think that's the news. First thing is gonna be getting there in the first place. You guys remember, I drive an hour just to get to the city in the first place. So from the time between me seeing it, I immediately hopped in the car, started going. Now we're down here. Real quick, of course, I'm going to mention HicksFam.com. $1 spent is 1 entry to enter to win a e-bike, even nicer than the one I'm riding. These are my favorite things to use to get around the city, do adventures, explore, etc. Or, you know, you can use them for just about anything. Vehicle replacement if you're crafty enough. I'm giving away a super nice one on the website. That's the top link in the description. Top pinned comment. All the official rules are there, so get involved with that if you haven't.
I want to win one of these bikes. The thing looks funner than a mug. Doing some wheelies. Let's get some wheelies popping.
Already. At this time, we're on a Sauron, not an hour away, a little address.
Okay. Saurons, they're like $1,500. I know, I already got that game. It sucks.
And I'm just trying to figure out where it was, and I could not. Oh, that's my best first LA driveway. It just should be hail this undercover SUV. Day out here in LA, bro. Okay, let's be honest. All I had to do is keep going up one block. Watching, these people are filming. Tear gas, huh? Uh-oh. They kicked out the tear gas. Yeah, you could, oh man, I can taste it. Oh shit, I got tear gas. Holy shit, holy shit. Oh, it's kicking off right here. You're good. Oh my god, bro, they got the Bearcat out. Oh, it is wild.
And lawful duties. If you do not disperse immediately, you may be arrested and charged with a crime.
Got a drone, bro. This is nuts. This is actually insane.
Safe and reliable till you go down the wrong street and it takes you to a riot. Dude, he'll ride through like the homeless area and like gangsters will walk up to him and be like, yo man, what kind of bike is that? And he'll just keep going. He's like, this is why you never stop and talk to people in the hood on your $2,000 bike.
Let's get a 360 before they completely seal this area off. FBI, bro. Federal agents. Now it is I believe it's a felony to get in the way of a federal investigation, so we're gonna really play it safe here, but bro, this is nuts. I did not expect it to be like this. Those are pulling up right now. Going for some type of. All right, well, I don't know where the next one is from here though. Right behind you, boss. Thank you. Okay, they're hopping out of their Bearcat now. We got it opened up. Let's try and get a good shot of that. She's getting pushed back.
Green hat.
I find it kind of crazy how when that explosive went off, none of these guys even flinched. Pretty impressive.
Shut up, lady. Anyway, what time is it? 8:30. Probably gonna head out a little earlier tonight. These are the Waymo cars. So these are all the Waymo cars that got lit on fire. Not a single mariachi band, yeah. Where's the mariachis? We already looked at this. We already talked about the mask situation.
The windshield of one of these police officers. So I understand they're upset, but I don't understand why they won't let the police leave if they're trying to leave. Everyone's going back to the National Guard where the people are being detained right now. So those watching the video right now, am I right or wrong in having the opinion that the police... Hey, I have a right to be here just like...
This is the dude that was following Nick around. Now he's gonna say the F slur, and it doesn't get bleeped out. We disavow that. There's some harsh language in this.
Yeah, so do we, motherfucker. Okay, I'm not.
Why are the cops here? You're a fucking cop. That's what you
I'm
fucking
not
are.
a cop.
Yeah, you are. You fucking
How am I a
asshole.
cop?
You want to fucking steal that shit?
Get out of here, bro.
What? I'm fucking cornered, you little bitch. Are you scared?
I'm not scared.
You fucking faggot.
What did I do?
You're a little fucking bitch. I fucking see you on fucking line. Always fucking antagonizing right-wing fucking ideology, motherfucker. This is all.
You right-wing ideology motherfucker. You're one of those right-wing ideology motherfuckers. Funniest hood videos and with someone asking the cameraman if they can hold that. Yeah. Yeah. Don't give your camera to a guy in the hood.
Fucking land, you fucking bitch. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Dude, I have every right to be here.
I don't give a fuck. Not today. I'm the fucking police. I'm telling you not to be here.
Not today.
And they are.
Come on, battle tanks. Dang. Buncha Nosado kids. Did I just say something bad? I don't know what I just said.
Tried in a court of law and maybe deported.
Earlier.
Blasted him, dude. Caught that on film perfectly. Throws a bottle at him. Cop looks at him. Boom! Blast him in the leg. Watch him hop away. That's awesome. Boom!
And just when you think it get more crazy, the madness just continues here on the streets of LA. Now you have a big group of people all sitting down in front of the police. This is a repeat of 2020 here on the streets of LA. And a simple observation out here, there's pretty much every flag out here except for the flag of the United States of America. You can see here on the ground are all the remnants of all the shots, bottles, even bricks that were thrown here on the ground. Police are here. National Guard, nowhere to be seen right now. A few people have been detained. They have them right back there. They have them detained in handcuffs. And now another line is coming through right here. It looks like they're going to trap everybody here inside of this intersection. Oh. People are lighting off fireworks here on the streets. That's extremely dangerous. Los Angeles has just declared that they are on tactical alert here, which means that anybody who's a part of LAPD needs to be ready to be out here no matter how long of a shift it is. They must be ready because what could break loose tonight or this evening could get extremely intense. These are already intense scenes out here. It could get even worse later tonight. What's your message to these police officers out here today?
Quit your jobs. Be the
Quit your jobs. Wow. Extra pepper, please. Lord have mercy. I don't know. The world's falling apart, guys. California can't go 2 years without having the whole state on fire or a riot. Just take them out of America. They don't need to be part of America. This is ridiculous. So it's going to be a battle. Americans versus Mexico versus the immigrants and the people who support illegal immigration. Like, reaching a fever pitch. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's getting crazy out there in these streets. I don't know what else to say, guys. We didn't have any memes today. Didn't have a lot of crazy stuff to talk about, just this pretty much. It's wild. I don't know what else to say. How long is this going to happen for? There's no solution that's going to come from it. No good comes from you guys rioting. The raids aren't going to stop. We got to get. He's not even deporting as many people as Obama did. We're not even on track to deport more than Obama. And they're freaking out like this. These people are all mentally ill. You're wrong. A lot of the Mexican citizens wish they had Trump to help with the cartel. Well, I'm not saying all Mexicans are with this stuff, but a lot of them. A lot of the gangsters and they weren't sending their best over here. I know everybody thinks that it's just Abuelita who wants to work at the taco truck to send money home to her family. Yeah, that's nice. Did she come over here legally? No. If she came over here illegally, I bet you she's going to be on this side with the protesters because she don't want to get deported. They did a self-deportation thing recently, and a bunch of people took advantage of that. They deported themselves with little help from the taxpayer. It doesn't matter if not all of them support it. If enough of them do, this is what happens. Talk about in Mexico. I don't know about people in Mexico. Well, the ones who stayed in Mexico probably wish that it would get better over there. They probably do like Trump, but the ones that are leaving Mexico coming to America are the damn criminals. And it's going to cause problems with us, like we've already seen with we got to put tariffs on Mexico, and we got to send them back, and what they have. Well, now we're sending them to El Salvador because Mexico wouldn't even take them. Like, it's getting crazy. I mean, you just see all these Mexican flags while they're burning a city down. It's not a good look for Mexico. I'm sure, yeah, the Mexicans in Mexico probably don't like it either. Doesn't look good on them. And Trump's going to lay down the law. And then people are going to say he's a fascist, he's an authoritarian. They already are. I don't know. It's crazy, but I'm going to head out, guys. I got to walk Echo, and then I got to head into work. I will raid you over to the tomato. Andrew's debating over there. Is corn good for society or something? I don't know how people are going to argue yes. Probably going to argue yes, that porn's fine for society, and then at the same time be a feminist. That makes sense. But we'll see what's up with that. And I will be back tomorrow morning so we can get back into First Kings. I think there's only 24 chapters in First Kings, so we're getting close to the end of it. But thank you guys for hanging out. The world's a crazy place. I'm just reporting on it. This is the Dreaded Conservative Show, Monday night, kicking the week off right. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching, and go drop some chairs in the Tomatoes chat for me. Give some shout outs to Sarah, and just send the chair raid over there, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button, all that good stuff. But I will see you tomorrow morning with some Bible study. So God bless. Thank you for hanging out. We out. Peace.